Good afternoon, the midday news. I am Mariam Ahmed. The academic staff universities has said it is expecting to hear from the Ministry of Education tomorrow as the ongoing strike by the union hits 6th day today. ASU National President Professor Chris Piwuna stated this in an interview with newsmen in Abuja. This comes after the Deputy Senate President, Jibrin Barau, said the Parliament was determined to broker peace and prevent the industrial action from escalating. It should be recalled that ASU commenced a 2-week warning strike after the ultimatum issued to the federal government elapsed last Sunday. The renewed standoff between ASU and the government comes amid ongoing negotiations aimed at averting another round of industrial unrest in public universities. The Minister of Education, Dr. Toji Alausa, disclosed that the government had entered the final phase of talks with ASU and other unions to resolve lingering disputes over welfare, funding, and the implementation of the 2009 ASU Federal Government of Nigeria Agreement. Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has urged the Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas to promptly account for the missing 18.6 billion naira meant for the construction of the National Assembly Commission Office Complex as documented in the latest 2022 annual report by the Auditor General of the Federation. Serap urged Mr. Akpabio and Mr. Abbas to disclose the name of the alleged fictitious construction company that reportedly collected 18.6 billion naira for the construction of the National Assembly Commission Office Complex, including the names and details of the directors, shareholders, and the company's address. In a letter signed by Serap Deputy Director Kolawole Oluwadare, the organization said these grim allegations by the Auditor General suggest grave violations of the public trust, the Nigerian 1999 Constitution as amended, and the national and international anti-corruption obligations. Serap said the National Assembly can only effectively perform its oversight and anti-corruption roles if it can demonstrate exemplary leadership to probe the allegations of corruption and mismanagement involving the National Assembly Commission. The organization also noted that the National Assembly ought to live up to its constitutional responsibilities by upholding and defending the basic principles of transparency, accountability, and the rule of law. Serap therefore urges to refer these grave violations of the Nigerian Constitution and the country's national and international anti-corruption obligations to appropriate anti-corruption agencies for investigation and prosecution as appropriate, and the recovery and remittance of the public funds into the treasury. Also, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, in collaboration with the Nigerian Immigration Service and the Nigerian Correctional Service, has completed the deportation of 192 foreign nationals convicted of cyber terrorism, internet fraud, and related financial crimes in Lagos. The final batch of 51 convicts was repatriated on this month, marking the conclusion of the large-scale deportation exercise. In a statement it posted on its X handle, the operation followed the arrest and prosecution of 759 suspects during a major sting carried out by the EFCC on December last year, adding that all deported individuals were convicted by the Federal High Court for offenses including cybercrime, money laundering, and operating Ponzi schemes. The deported convicts include nationals of China, the Philippines, Tunisia, Malaysia, and Pakistan, among others. EFCC added that the operation, based on credible, actionable intelligence and subsequent investigations, confirmed that the convicted foreigners were involved in large-scale online fraud, identity theft, and cyber-enabled Ponzi schemes. Report reveals that they trained recruits and managed fraudulent digital platforms aimed at defrauding victims both locally and internationally. However, the Nigeria Immigration Service deported them as directed by the court. And now from sports, Flamingos coach Bankole Olowo-Okere has expressed delight at being nominated for the 2025 Confederation of African Football Women's Coach of the Year award. Olowo-Okere's nomination is a deserved recognition for his role in building one of Africa's most exciting youth teams, with the Flamingos maintaining an unbeaten record through their World Cup qualifying campaign. Under his guidance, Nigeria's under-17 women's team went unbeaten in qualifying for the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in Morocco, showcasing tactical discipline and attacking flair. The CAF officially revealed the nominees for the women's categories, with Nigerian players and teams dominating the shortlist across multiple categories. Olowo-Okere will compete against 9 other coaches, including his compatriot Madugu, who has been shortlisted after guiding the Super Falcons to their record-extending 10th continental title at the 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. The Flamingos have also been nominated for the National Team of the Year award alongside the Super Falcons, further highlighting Nigeria's dominance in African women's football. Flamingos captain Shakirat Mashood has been named among the finalists for CAF Young Player of the Year, completing Nigeria's impressive representation across various categories. The 2025 CAF Awards Gala will be held in Marrakech, Morocco, although the date of the ceremony is yet to be announced. And now from the foreign scene, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has warned that the war in Gaza wouldn't be over until Hamas was disarmed and the Palestinian territory demilitarized. This declaration came as Hamas' armed wing said it would hand over 2 hostages. Hamas also said it needs time and technical assistance to recover the remaining bodies, which are buried under Gaza's rubble. The Israeli military said a Red Cross team was en route to receive several bodies. The issue of the dead hostages still in Gaza has become a sticking point in the implementation of the first phase of the ceasefire, with Israel linking the reopening of the key Rafah crossing between the territory and Egypt to the issue. Netanyahu cautioned that completing the ceasefire's second phase was essential to ending the war, saying Phase B also involves the disarming of Hamas. That ends the midday news on OSBC TV. Join us at 5 for the evening news. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon.